Chrissy Teigen. Filler Face Fury. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Once again, it's everybody's favourite satellite dish-faced, triple pronunciation surnamed individual and narcissist that has come my way, providing you with an opportunity to explain more about why she behaves as she does and why this is narcissistic behaviour, and for you to understand how the narcissist functions. Chrissy Teigen slams critic over comments about her appearance. This is an article by Hayley Santaflorentina in eonline.com. Apparently, Chrissy Teigen has no time for trolls. Well, that's understandable, because anybody that would troll her, whether legitimate or not, amounts to a threat to control. They'll be providing her with some challenge fuel, as they say. Oi, Chrissy. I thought that the moon had landed in my garden the other day, but I noticed it was just you walking past. That, of course, is a reference to her oversized moon-like face. Whilst some might think that it's rather cruel to comment upon her physical appearance, the fact is people will do so. And because she believes that she is the embodiment of perfection, notwithstanding the fact that she encouraged a teenage girl to kill herself online, Chrissy Teigen is the type of individual, as a narcissist, who must deal with such threats to control. The 37-year-old recently called out an Instagram account run by a plastic surgeon that criticised her face, alleging it was the result of misused cosmetic fillers. Well, there is no doubt that if you were to look at her face, then you would form the view that something isn't quite right in terms of her looks. And a plastic surgeon, and after all, this is an expert in their field, so whilst they're expressing an opinion, one would suggest that it does have some legitimacy, has suggested that her face looks the way that it does as a consequence of misused cosmetic fillers. Whether this is accurate or whether it's not is irrelevant. The fact is, it is a criticism of Chrissy Teigen, and she cannot countenance that. Her narcissism will not allow that to happen. The reel, which appears to have since been deleted, featured a plastic surgeon talking about the Cravings author with a large photo of her in the background. Or I suppose it might have been a small photograph, it just looked large as a consequence of her massive Swede. Although the caption included a note claiming no mean intentions, the account warned viewers against the possible consequences of overfill. The surgeon added in the caption, "Look at how your face could become if you're doing it wrong." Well, salutary advice there, so that you don't end up looking like you could receive alien transmissions from outer space, or pick up some bizarre Spanish soap from the other side of the world. Comments such as that threaten her sense of control, causing Chrissy to repost a screenshot of the reel to her Instagram story, which has since expired, clapping back at the post and its hypocrisy. No mean intentions, although that's been misspelt in the recollection. Maybe she misspelt it, I don't know. Chrissy wrote per a screenshot shared by Page 6, but saying this could be your face if you do it wrong. "You're a piece of shit," she continued. "I gained weight." Well, fatty, perhaps if you didn't overexpose yourself to the extent that you do, putting your weird face everywhere and anywhere through social media, despite stating, "I'm not going to do that anymore," but then 2 days later appearing on social media demonstrating that you are a hypocrite and a contrarian. Furthermore, utilising social media as a playground for the purposes of the pursuit of the prime aims, sharing anything and everything about your largely uninteresting life to an extraordinary number of followers, which I still cannot understand why they have any interest in this odious individual. Their lives must truly be empty if they feel that following old Moonface is going to provide them with any joy. Nevertheless, she, of course, doesn't consider, hang on, the plastic surgeon might be right about what he has to say about my oversized Swede here. No, instead, it's immediately offended by the suggestion that she has done something wrong, and in the circumstances causes her to retaliate by pointing out the hypocrisy, which is the use of the truth by the narcissist. After all, the plastic surgeon did state no mean intentions, so it could be viewed as hypocritical. But then, of course, moving on to the rudimentary manipulation of insult. And then, of course, the explanation, I gained weight. In a separate post on her Instagram stories, use of social media once again, Chrissy shared some of the comments on the reel which agreed with the account's criticisms. One even noted, "She was beautiful before, not sure why she destroyed her face like that." Along with shots of the negative comments, she tagged the account and wrote, "Thanks for this." In part doling out a pity play to her supporters so that they would respond by saying, "Don't give in to their haters, Chrissy," and other boring and repetitive observations. This, of course, provides her with fuel. It also enables her to understand that those supporters of her are under control, and it gives her a subconscious sense of control over the plastic surgeon, a tertiary source. It shows, of course, just how it gets under her skin, oversized as it is, by virtue of the fact that she's moved to have to respond to what is being stated about her. Of course, what she fails to understand is that she is an individual that puts herself in the public eye. If she's not whapping her boobs out or showing deep cleavage shots, she's shoving her moon-faced visage everywhere that she can, alongside, of course, telling us all about the miscarriage abortion, which she still doesn't quite understand what it is. She doesn't get that if you're going to put your life out there to the extent that she does, which of course she's subconsciously doing in support of the prime aims, you're going to get some flack. But her narcissism, one, will not let her appreciate that, and two, will not let her countenance that, because it needs to nullify those threats to control. The article continues by explaining that this is not the only time Chrissy has had to address online chatter about her. In fact, she recently responded to users who claimed she'd used a surrogate to give birth, see parts passum, to her and husband John Legend's third child, Esty, who was born in January. When Chrissy, who also shares kids Luna 7 and Miles 5 with the Grammy winner, posted a picture of the newborn, a user asked whether the Bring the Funny judge had welcomed the child via surrogate. Another follower replying that Chrissy has used bump prosthetics called a moon bump. While Chrissy joked on her Instagram story she was obsessed with this comment, she was quick to set the record straight. Over an image from the hospital after giving birth to Esty, she wrote, "Extremely realistic moon bump." Again, the criticism of her potentially using a surrogate results in her having to respond to nullify that threat to control. Her style of narcissism isn't such where she can just dismiss it, jettison it, and move on with her life. She has to take to social media, showing the level of narcissist that she is, and also the amount of time that she has available to her to do so. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.